So it is investing £8,400 on a machine for one job a good idea? Alrighty then, welcome back and thanks for checking in. I hope life is treating you well. Now, for a very long time I didn't invest back into the business, mainly because, well, we didn't have the money to invest and everything had to go back into the bank to survive winters of very little work. Over time, however, and hard work, this changed. We had money to invest, but my mindset didn't change, and profits still went into the bank for a rainy day fund when things go wrong, basically. It's only over the past couple of years that I've seen the error of my ways, and now I invest as much as I can into kit that makes my working life easier and more productive. This is partly due to getting a bit old and realizing, well, you just can't keep doing everything, you can't keep pushing on without having the right kit. Now, this ride on Brushcutter is an example of changing how I do things. We used to maintain this site maybe 25 years ago when I used to get dropped off with a 21-inch Pro Honda mower, and I used to walk behind it for 2 hours and cut the whole lot, but it paid the bills, so it's worth doing. Long story short, we came back to this site maybe 4 years ago, and it gets cut, say, 4 to 6 weekly visits, so every 4 to 6 weeks we drop in and give it a cut. It's not like a high maintenance site. It's real tough old grass on uneven ground, but I was happy to take it on, but I definitely wasn't going to do it with a 21-inch mower. Now, my ride-on mower, that is basically a domestic machine, just wasn't up to the maintenance here on this job. Both the ground conditions and the length of the grass. Believe me, I tried for a few times, and nearly every pass that I went, the chute needed unblocking or the mower wasn't coping, and it was a real nightmare. Some areas I had to go over twice, some areas I had to strip afterwards, so that wasn't working. Now, my 48-inch walk behind Ferris was definitely able to cope with it because it's a real commercial machine, but it is fitted with a mulch plate. So every time I went there to do the job properly, I had to remove the mulch plate, which would allow the grass to come through the back of the mower easy, and then I'd have to reattach that mulch plate for other jobs, which probably took maybe an hour to jack it up, get it off and put it back on afterwards. If I didn't take that mulch plate off, obviously the machine was struggling because it was trying to mulch a load of long grass, and again, that was a nightmare and no good for the machine. A ride-on Brushcutter was the ideal machine, and after struggling for a season at this site, I started to look seriously at getting one. Now, there are lots of machines made by different manufacturers, all roughly the same thing. They're designed to, whatever they push over, they'll cut. I went for the Etesia mainly because I'm an Etesia guy, and also this had a real good offer on it at the time. It'd been sat in someone's showroom for a year, they wanted a shot of it, and it came in at £8,400 all in, £7,000 plus the VAT. I believe these are made by Orek out in Japan for Etesia, so they're Japanese made, real good bits of kit. I'd also worked out that I could use this mower. It's not a mower, it's a ride-on Brushcutter. They won't tell you it's a mower because EU rules, you can't call it a mower, so I'm going to call it a ride-on Brushcutter. Now, I'd worked out this ride-on Brushcutter I could use on other jobs in other areas for some of the maintenance that I do. So it wasn't just going to be for this one site. It would not be, though, a direct replacement for my ride-on tractor or my walk-behind Ferris, because they've all got different elements. The Ferris, my main reason for it is one site has got a lot of banks, and that thing will cut banks. So 4-foot cut is a great bit of kit. Now, I'm no business person, but the maths, I did work this out in my head a couple of times for buying this machine. As I say, it was £8,400 to buy. Now, this site maybe has 6 visits a year, £180 a visit. It's mainly cutting this big stretch of grass. There are other little bits to do there. So let's say that just gives me just over £1,000 a year from this one site, which in my eyes pays for the machine. If I used that machine just on that site over 8 seasons, it would be paid for. I would have a machine that probably done 50 hours, say. It would be more or less like new, and I would have it paid off, and I'd have the kit for other jobs. But let me tell you what that machine has enabled me to do. I've taken on jobs where it's been overgrown sites, it's been jobs that no one else has tackled, where they've said, my God, I'll be in there for 3 days trimming. And I were like, yeah, you can't get a tractor in with a top to do it. You need some small access gear, which I have got. I'm not going to strim it, but I can guarantee you in half a day I'll have that all cut down, and that's what that machine is designed to do, and that's the jobs that I've been picking up with it. These things, if they will push it over, they will cut it. They are immense. They have got swing tip blades on them, so if you hit anything solid, the blades will swing back, and then the clutch that engages the whole blade will kick out if you really hit something big. So they are designed to take abuse. Now, if I buy some kit, I like to look after it. I don't want to buy a ride-on brush cutter and send it through stuff that's unbelievable. But this thing, I bought it and I sent it through stuff that was unbelievable. The other month I got asked to do a job by a builder who had taken on a piece of farmland that hadn't been touched in 5 or 8 years. The brambles, the briars and everything, they were kind of 2-inch thick, dead, woody stuff. And I allowed 4 hours to do it. That's 5 hours. I allowed 4 hours to do it. And I was going to hit one section with a ride-on brush cutter, hit the rest with the shredding blade on the strimmer just to get through it, because the ground was bad and it was just rough. Anyway, I was running out of time. I'd hit this one nice flat section with the ride-on brush cutter, did it perfectly. The real nasty stuff I was hitting with, in the end, a pole saw, a hedge trimmer, and the shredding blade on the brush cutter. It wasn't doing it. I was running out of time. Like I say, I had to be out of there for family reasons, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to bash that ride-on brush cutter through it. I don't care. I hit house bricks, breeze blocks, wire fence, telegraph poles in the ground. At one point I skidded sideways into the hedge, got ground out on the deck, couldn't get out, put diff lock on and everything on that machine, just couldn't get it out. In the end I had to go down the lane, tie it to the van, drag it through the hedge, take it all back up and start again. But that thing got the job done. It really bashed through it, and I'm amazed. They are immense bits of kit. So I don't know what kit you could invest in, but I think if you can get some kit that one job is going to pay, then you then have that kit. So you've obviously got to be sensible. You can't go crazy and buy everything. I did look at this for a while. I ummed and ahed. In the end I went for it, and I'm glad I did. But I think if you're going to get something that's going to help you out on one job, then get it, as you will soon find plenty of other work for it. It'll open doors to other jobs. And if it's a machine with a seat on it, well, then you can do a load of maintenance and then think, right, I'll go and do that job because I'm just sat on a ride-on brush cutter going around a field for a few hours. I've got a job coming up. I've told the guys 85 quid for the first hour to turn up and 70 quid an hour afterwards. Bit my arm off it. Probably is too cheap, especially with the cost of fuel at the minute, but if I could get a load of that work, it's easy work. Don't get me wrong, the machine bounces around a bit, but you can buy kit and then you can open up loads of avenues for other work, which is what you want. Because if I was still going into that site and walking behind a 21-inch mower, then half my day is gone. I'm not going to want to do that anywhere else. I'm not going to have the kit then to progress and think, right, I can tackle that, I can do that. Right, that's me waffled on about this ride-on brush cutter enough, I think. It'd be great if you could like the video. If you're new to the channel, I'm Nathan from Lewis Garden Services. If you'd like to subscribe to keep up with what we're doing, that would also be great. And in the comments, let me know one bit of kit that you have bought that you ummed and ahed over, or you thought about, or you only had one job possibly to pay for it, but after you bought it, really opened up loads of other jobs for you. I reckon a mini digger would be something that would be real handy to have. I know someone on YouTube who's bought one and put maybe 11 hours on there in a year. You know you are. But yeah, I might get a little digger next, because I've got a couple of jobs coming up, maybe £2 worth of jobs. I could do it by hand. I could hire a mini digger, but I'm thinking I spend 10 grand on a mini digger, £2 worth of job, then makes it 8 grand left to pay off, and I can soon pick up a load of work for that. So that might be my next little investment. We'll see. Anyway, thanks again for checking in, and as usual, Hope you all have a great day, whatever you're doing. Catch you all later. Thanks for checking in.